And welcome back. As you can see, we have another Medieval 2 multiplayer quick battle. I've only recently fixed my multiplayer, so these types of matches won't happen a lot more. Like, I do enjoy them, but this guy thankfully didn't bring a trolling build, and you have to go like 10 to 5 games of just waiting. So let's review the armies. So you see my Western Roman army on either wing, because I like to keep my wings symmetrical in some battles. I have Cataphractii, which are pretty heavy duty shock cavalry guys. And behind them, Equites Promote. That is, I'm not butchering the pronunciations, hopefully. And behind them, some Western Roman auxiliaries with spears. And damn it, I was speaking so well. Some elite crossbowmen, glorious, and augmented defenders. I wanted my entire force to have capes. So my opponent, who is already making moves, is the sarranids. Now at first I was like, sarranids, they got light infantry. But I always know that you never want to underestimate the sarranids, or any faction in this game. There's better balance in Rome too. So the sarranids are bringing up these elite Dalamite warriors, which don't look that elite. Like, you normally think elite troops wear heavy armor. Not these guys. Like, they do wear heavy armor, but not as heavy as Romans. Not as heavy. Behind them we got 4 units of Persian levies, spearmen that act against cavalry charges and meat shields. And my opponent has archers. Persian bowmen, pretty decent actually. Like, they got short bows, but they're good. Behind them we got mounted Persian warriors and cataphracts on either flank. So now we can speed this battle up. You see, I have my elite Roman center, so my plan was basically engage the middle, break the middle, because I have augmented defenders go gold. Not the best move. Like, you shouldn't full chevron your units, you should spend to the maximum, but in this battle it's something like 12 o'clock at night. But yeah, summit's here now, so I can actually start playing properly. So you see, both sides are just sizing each other up, because we both know if one of us makes a false move, we'll lose. Or at least that's what I thought. I got my little dog here as well. She's just sitting. I'm patting her on the back. Okay, back to the battle. So you see he's got archers on both wings. And you're asking, why didn't you put archers on both wings? Romans don't have archers. Not good archers. They have bowmen. My little dog's looking me in the eye. Scritari or something. I'm probably butchering that name as well. They're not as good as Persian bowmen, and would outright lose. Outright. But you see, he's trying to bait me in. It's a very typical tactic. And my guys have javelins, so I'm just able to move it over out of the way. Now, the problem is, he's got more men on the flanks than I do. And my center is bloody well good. Like, these are augmented defensores. Look at that. Scaled armor. Ignore that. You see, I'm moving up my Romans. Now, here's a good move, and I like to do this move. My Romans will shortly perform a defensive testudo. Hey, look. That was a good time, guys. Well done. I'll pay you after the battle. See? So now these archers are going to have a significantly more difficult time. My guys also have good armor. Now, they won't catch any of the arrows necessarily. But the Persian archers cannot move up in fear of being charged. And this was not the best move. The Persians will have to waste arrows on clearing them out. Now, he's noticed I have a big gap in between my forces, and I wanted to move my cavalry in here, or at least my general. But I couldn't move my general because he had bowmen on his flanks. So somewhere about here, and this is what I could have done better. I couldn't move this cavalry in fear of the Persian flank here. I think the reason why I won the cavalry battle was because he actually had more men. And quick battles often rely on more men. I just didn't think he realized that, although he was an extremely good player. Is this a meta build? It's hard to say. Like, normally meta builds don't come with such an elite stature. They normally has a purpose. And the problem with meta builds that players design is, well, you don't necessarily know the counter to them. I'm not really in tune with the meta. So, you see my defensores are just performing a defensive testudo. They're basically just going to block the shots. He's going to move up his levies, try and soak up damage. But then he's going to move his elite Dalamites in. Now the Dalamites are not a threat to me. But you see he's noticed the gap and he's now firing. I thought he was going to do a cavalry charge, but okay. And here's where the cavalry battle kicks off. So you see he's got his rank of Grenadier. Obviously thinking I'm unaware, I countered Saul. Now here's the funny thing. Your unit won't do as much damage if you don't direct them. Because he moved in these warriors, I don't know if this was purpose or not, they didn't die. A single one of them. Well, until after the charge was done. Now you see everyone's engaging. The Dalamites are just loosing their volleys, but due to me setting up my stance, they're not doing much damage. And whilst I'm busy over here dealing with the Persian cavalry, he managed to sneak in a unit. Now, hopefully I should be able to counter it, but I'm just trying to secure everything. Thankfully, it wasn't fast enough. Like, a cavalry charge could decimate my elite guard, but he didn't. But these are Savar's Kartar, and this fight is going to last for a while. So you see I'm moving my cavalry, hoping to bait him in, and he accepts that bait. But he moves his spearmen to counter mine, which was necessarily not a good thing. Over here, my archers did get involved in the fight, and I'm kind of hacked off at this. Like, you think they would just simply turn around and shoot, but no, they need to move the entire formation. On the line, however, my guys are doing great. The elite Dalamite warriors are failing to live up to their title, but when one more unit of Dalamites are included, the defensores tend not to do as well. The cavalry battle goes worse. Now, these Persian warriors, to my belief, might be a bit OP, but that's coming from, obviously, the winning side. I'm going to turn this battle magnificently. It seems to me that these Persian warriors, despite being tier 1, cause a lot of damage. Now you see he's got more Persian levy that he's going to wheel in, and I can't avoid that engagement. But even, it just seems like they're too good for the cost, you know? Like, look at this, they only lost five men and they got charged. And now I'm shooting at them with crossbows. Lancer cavalry. With crossbows. Yeah, fair enough, there's a few shots, but geez, it should be able to do a lot more damage. So you see across the main line, I'm unable to break these warriors, which is necessary to sarranid idea. Here we go, here's a good example. So, they only lost a few guys. Like, 1 or 2 guys due to crossbow volleys. And I tried to move in, but yeah. Now you understand why I made that promise for the paycheck? So it just seems to me that these mounted Persian warriors are a bit OP. I know. This is coming from my side. However, that might not necessarily be the case. Like, Persian warriors, the sarranids need some strength, and Persian mounted warriors are quite formidable. Their infantry, however, could use a bit of work. You see he lines up these spearmen. Like, he's obviously going to try and flank me, but this is where the sarranids get most of their kills. Like, you don't get most of your kills in battle unless you're massacring the enemy. You get most of your kill when your enemies rout. When they turn their backs or something. It's not in head-on-head combat. So, yeah. The battle was quickly done, but he outnumbered me by a pretty good damn portion. And I'm proud of myself for putting up a bloody good fight. This is coming from the losing side. My dog has left. She appears saddened by my loss. So, yeah. It wasn't massacre. You couldn't say. They still lost a decent amount of men. But hear what I mean. Look at this. Those guys didn't die. They're Lancer Cap. Fair enough, they have heavy armors, but so do my Catafortore. So, more of this battle was probably just don't bring chevron units ever again. Like, look at that. This force hardly had any chevrons, although... Persian Mounted Warriors. See you next time. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, and all that jazz.